Let's discuss how a chemical reaction can be balanced. And for this, I am taking as an example this reaction. Iron plus water gives Fe3O4 plus hydrogen. Now my first question is, first of all, tell me whether this equation is balanced or not. So let's count the number of atoms for this. On the left hand side, we can see we have only one Fe atom. But on the right hand side, which means on the product side, we have 3 Fe atoms. Right, now let's take oxygen. There is only one oxygen atom on the reactant side and 4 oxygen atoms on the product side. So this means this reaction is not balanced because the number of atoms are not equal on both the sides. So let's begin with the balancing of a chemical reaction. Let's begin with step 1. So in step 1, let's write all the elements in the left hand side corner like this, as I have written. And towards its right, let's make 2 columns, one reactant and the other one is products. So now I am writing down all the elements present in this reaction. To begin with, I am writing iron. So the number of iron atoms on the reactant side is 1, as you can see, and on the product side it is 3. So we will write it down. Now second, I have written hydrogen atom. On the reactant side we can count there are 2 hydrogen atoms. So I have written 2. And on the product side also there are 2 hydrogen atoms. So as of now, hydrogen is balanced. Then let's write oxygen as the last element. On the reactant side, this is 1 in number, and on the product side, this is 4 in number. So in step 2, what we will do, it is a rule that the compound having maximum number of atoms is taken or chosen first. Well, it totally depends on you. You can take any of the element to balance first. But as a rule, I am taking Fe3O4 because it is having maximum number of atoms. And in this, the element which has maximum number of atoms is chosen first, which is oxygen here. So in step 2, we will start balancing oxygen atom first. So on the left hand side, I have written atoms of oxygen, and towards the right again you will make 2 columns, reactants and products. Now below atoms of oxygen write initial, which means initial number of oxygen atoms, and below that you have to write to balance how many are required. So initially on reactant side we can see there is only 1 oxygen atom present. And on the right hand side there are 4 oxygen atoms. That is why I have written 4 in Fe3O4. Now let's see how many atoms are required to balance. So there are 4 atoms on the product side and only 1 on reactant side. So what we will do? We will multiply this with 4. And this is how the reaction will now appear. Fe plus 4 water gives Fe3O4 plus hydrogen. So now the oxygen is balanced. So let's move on to the next step. Now here I have written the balanced equation that we have obtained up till now on the top. Now the third step, we know iron and hydrogen are still to be balanced. So I am beginning with the hydrogen atom. So on the left hand side we will write hydrogen atom, and towards the right again we will make 2 columns, reactants and products. Now below hydrogen atom again we will write initial number of hydrogen atoms present and to balance how many are required. So on the reactant side initially you can say there are 8 hydrogen atoms in water molecule, and this is what I have written here. And on the product side there are 2 in hydrogen. So to balance, As we can see, there are 8 present on the reactant side here. So we need to multiply by 4 on the product side to make it 8. And now the reaction obtained will be like this. Right, so we have balanced oxygen and hydrogen up till now. Now only iron is left. Now again we will write number of iron atoms on the left hand side, and towards the right we will again make 2 columns and write reactants and products. Below the number of iron atoms, again I will write the initial number and to balance how many are required. So as you can see, initially on the reactant side there is only 1 iron atom, as we have counted earlier also. And on the product side there are 3 in Fe3O4. So to balance we require to multiply the reactant side by 3. And after this step, the final reaction we will obtain is this. Now this reaction is completely balanced. You can check by counting the number of atoms on both the sides. But now the question arises, is this equation complete? And the answer is no. Why? Because this reaction does not tell us anything about the physical state of the reactants. So, to make this reaction more informative, as a rule, we will write the physical state of all these reactants and products in a simple bracket on the right hand side of them. So, if the substance is in solid state, small s is written in a simple bracket. If it is liquid, then small l. If gas, G is written, and if it is in aqueous form, then AQ is written. Clear? Now, sometimes the conditions of the reactions such as temperature, pressure, catalyst, etc. are also written below or above the arrow. So now the reaction is complete. As you can see, iron in solid form reacts with water molecule in gaseous form to produce Fe3O4 in solid form and to release hydrogen gas. So this is how we can balance any chemical reaction, right?